Hey guys, I hope you're having a good morning or afternoon or evening, whatever upside down, whatever you happen to be. I just thought I would say hi. Hope everybody's doing well. If you're having problems with anything, please let me know and I will be more than happy to help you out. So we're on the last section of our exponential expressions, so we're going to fill out these notes and we'll be done with this unit. I'll have the next notes for the next unit by Friday or Monday, so here we go. Okay, so we are on dividing exponential expressions, part 2. Sorry, get this situated. So in part 1, we looked at just dividing by simplifying things out. This one is exactly the same. The only difference is we're going to have fractions with an exponent on the outside. See if I could actually spell today. So we're going to have a situation where you have a fraction and a bunch of stuff and then an exponent on the outside. So it might look something like 2x squared y cubed over 4xy to the 4th squared. Okay, so this is what we did with part 1. In part 2 today, we're going to have this. Okay, so when we look at steps, first thing we're going to do is we're going to simplify by crossing out bases. So we're going to use what we did in part 1 of dividing exponential expressions. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to rewrite this as 2 times x times x times y times y times y. This is still squared over 4 times x times 4y's. Okay, and we're going to simplify that first by crossing out bases. So we could cross out our x and our x, a y, a y. Okay, and we could also simplify this to fourths. So that would be 1x over 2y squared. Okay, so that's our first one. Simplify by crossing out bases. Remember, the bases have to be same. Okay. Technically, we're going to now rewrite it by expanding it or taking this and writing it twice. So we're going to rewrite this. This is 1x over 2y times 1x over 2y. That's what the squared means again. It means that we have repeated multiplication. 2, or step 3, we're going to use the product property. Okay, remember the product property says I have 1 times x over 2 times y times y. And I could just take and add these exponents. So 1 times 1 is 1. X times x is x squared, adding those exponents. 2 times 2 is 4. Y times y is y squared. So my answer is 1x squared over 4y squared. Okay, or you could just write it as x squared over 4y squared. So use the product property, and I'm going to do step 4, simplify again by making it look nice. I don't know how to say this. Making it look nice, getting rid of anything that's unnecessary by putting everything together. And if you have a better way of saying that, go ahead and write that. Okay, let's do a few examples. Okay, my first one is going to be 3np cubed over 7q squared squared. Okay, if we look at step 1, if you notice 3 and 7, they don't have any number in common, and then I have np on top in the numerator and a q in the denominator at the bottom. Nothing's going to cross out, so really step 1, it's not going to happen. Okay, step 2, let's rewrite this. So this is 3np cubed over 7q squared times 3np cubed times 7q squared. Okay, I'm going to rewrite this again. 3 times 3 times n times p cubed all over. When we multiply fractions, it's straight across. So 7 times 7, q2 times q2. 3 times 3 is 9. N times n is n squared. P cubed times p cubed, that's 3 plus 3, is p to the 6. Remember, we add those. Over 7 times 7 is 49. Q squared times q squared, 2 plus 2 is 4, so q to the 4th. Okay, looking at this, I have 9 over 49. Okay, does 9 over 49 simplify? Well, 9 times 3 is 27, times 4 is 36, times 5 is 45. It's not going to simplify. This will actually be our final answer. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do 3t to the 6 u squared w to the 5th all over 9t u w to the 21st. Okay, so if we rewrite this, this is going to be a lot, but let's look at 3 and 9. What does 3 and 9 simplify down to? Well, 3 goes into 3 once, and 3 goes into 9 3 times. And if it's okay, I'm not going to write this one out. I've got 6 t's on top and 1 t on bottom. If we wrote those out, 6 t's on top, 1 t on bottom, how many would cross off? 1, right? 1 on top, 1 on bottom. So I'd be left with t to the 5th, and then no t's left on the bottom. If that's confusing, write it out. It's okay to write it out. I just left me not a lot of space. So, okay, think about the u's. U squared means I have 2 u's on top, 1 u on bottom. If you were to cross those out, 1 on top, 1 on bottom, you'd be left with 1 u on the top. Okay, the w's, this one I didn't really want to write out, that's a lot. I have 5 w's on top, 21 on the bottom. So if you think about this, if you had your 5 w's written out, so if you had 5 w's written out, you had 21. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, 21 on the bottom. That could be wrong. I tried to do it quickly. Looks like weird art. Anyway, if I had 21 on the bottom, if you think about it, how many are going to cross off? Well, 5. There's 5 on top and more than 5 on bottom. So 5 would technically cancel out. So if we just took 21 minus 5, we'd be left with 16 w's on the bottom. Okay, and I forgot to write this. This whole thing is raised to the 0 power. So we simplified. We did step 1. We rewrote. Not yet. We're going to rewrite. What does it mean if it's to the 0 power? Remember that rule on the front page, 0 property of an exponent? Well, anything to the 0 power is 1. So we did all that, and our answer is just simply 1. Okay? But that's our to process. We make sure we simplify out here. Oh, and then I didn't notice that, so then it's 1. So if I see it's anything to the 0 power, I could automatically put 1, which is really nice. Okay? So your guys' assignment is on page 406, number 9, 11, 13, 23, 25, 29, and 31. Again, you guys could check these in the back. I hope you have a great day. Oh, real quick before I forget. Ooh, this video is going long. I'm so sorry. But here, if you notice, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What I want you to do is I want you to give an example of each one of these sections. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then one of your choice. It could be really tricky, it could be very easy. I want you to put an example of each one of these sections in our notes, and then one freebie section for you to put whatever you want. Okay, that's the last of these notes. Hang on to these. These will be turned in at the end of the trimester as a part of your final grade. And I hope you guys have a great day and a great weekend, and I will talk to you on Monday. Okay, bye.